everybody. Welcome to Dogwood Springs Outdoors. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. If you're a subscriber, really appreciate that as well. So today, the project we're working on is this generator here behind me. It is, as you can see, an Extreme Contractor Series. It's 6500, 8500 surge watts. But it has been sitting for quite a long time, and just because I haven't needed it, hadn't had any use for it, and I do now. So, and when I say a long time, we bought it for Hurricane Katrina. So if you don't know, that was 2005, and but it wasn't used. I mean, we usually used it, and actually bought it from a mother-in-law to use during that time, and then after that used it just a few other times, and then it's been just sitting. So it's got an electric start, and the battery is, long since dead on that. So ordered a new battery, but I know the carburetor needs cleaning, and I've never taken this off, and it's hard to access. So decided just to film this in case anybody has one like this and needs to get into it and might learn something from it.
Good girl. What is this we got here? It's 5/16. Well, thought it was. Well, we're getting there a little bit at a time. 3/8 on that. So we got, it's just a little clamp. What you doing over there, Peachy? Oh Lord, they're getting in the pond. Oh, that's all I need. They ain't coming inside no time soon. See that clamp there? Sorry, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. I just unhooked it from here and slid the whole thing off, taking these screws out down here on the bottom. I hope I ain't screwing up a seal there, because there's a gasket down there. That's rather corroded.
So some time has passed since we were last filming on this generator. I realized when I was disassembling to clean that carburetor, which it's probably not worth it anyway, and obviously wasn't at this point, but it actually broke. And I don't think it was because of anything, that I overdid or did. I think it was just in that bad a shape. But so I've since ordered a new one and got that in. I could not find this exact matching model. Doesn't seem like they make that anymore or a substitute for it. So I found the closest thing I could find, you know, when and all that, and that's what we're going to try to put on and see if that works. So this is the old carb and the new carb side by side, and this just to show you what we got into. Sorry, the wind is really blowing today. This stem, I'm losing stuff. That just broke. That stem just broke completely off. So anyway, we're going to try to get the new one installed here and see if that will fix our problem. Putting everything, hooking everything back together, putting these gaskets on. Happened to look up here at this fuel line right next to the shutoff. See that? So I'm glad they sent me a new little piece of tube there. At least I think it'll fit on that, because I don't have one. I don't think. I might, but anyway, so all that, I gotta run this up to the solenoid. You know, a lot of them don't have that, but this does. So this little cable is a little bit shorter than the one that was on there, but I think it'll reach. But now, like I said, we're just reassembling right now and getting everything hooked back up. Seal back. Before we completely put everything back, we're going to see if we can have any luck. Crank it. I don't feel like we're getting spark. Clean the spark plug up real good, but it didn't have any gas in it anymore. I don't know if it drained out because of my spark plug problem or whether I had it shut off. It had just, I mean, a smidgen, but not enough to cover the bottom. So hopefully that's it. So I cut the fuel off. So that was better than I was expecting, honestly. I didn't expect to get it going at all, but it obviously needs some adjustment there. But I'm gonna put all the filter and everything back on and tighten that down, and then just play with the mix there. All right, so we're back at it, and we've got it running good and working, and I'll walk you through how we got into that part, but it's still not ready. It's not operational. The carb I ordered is not going to work as is. I mean, I could make it work in a pinch, just like I just showed you, but the new carb, I think the specs are good, except I don't know if we can get in here and see. I'll show you on the old one here. So everything matches up on the new carb. This
for the throttle is the same, but this top little part right here for the choke is not. And so my current choke up here, there's a little arm that drops down. It's supposed to fit in that hole. Yeah, that's the bottom of it, right in the center of the screen. That's the rod, or the little arm that's supposed to go in the hole in the car, up top of the car. And that plastic piece, and it's, you can see over the black piece over to the right of that is what's on the new carb, and it doesn't match up at all. So my first thought was I'll just try to take this one out and put it on the new carb, but it's completely different. Like so I just don't trust it. I'm afraid I just completely tear up the other carb. Not that I can use it anymore anyway. So in short, I'm having to manually adjust it, and there's not even a way to me to just reach up there and access it because of all this filter cover. I can't get my fingers up in there to move it. So really, I'm having to move it, adjust right here. And that's how I got it idling the way it needed to be. So, I mean, it's encouraging that it's all running and sounding right and smooth and operating, but if I can't find a carb that matches my old one, which I hadn't been able to so far, I'll go back to the computer and see what I can find. But I don't really have much option unless I rig some kind of little arm in there that I can just adjust. It'll run out and I can adjust manually, which maybe that'll be easier anyway. But anyway, that's where I am, and that's why this is all still off, because I can't even adjust it with all the housing around there. And I can't leave it like this. That's the other thing I found in this optimum running position that I've discovered, which is where that adjustment is right now. I can't leave it there because it won't crank in that position, even after it's been running. So I really have to get something in there where I can adjust it or find a carb that fits. That's where we are. But that's all I'm gonna do for now. And I think I'm gonna go split some firewood.
2,000 years later.
So we're still going on this generator project. Obviously it doesn't seem like as long to you as it does to me, but we're finally, hopefully gonna get there today. This is my 4th carburetor I have ordered. The first one, go through this real quick, and again, the generator's running. You know, we got it running, but it's not, it's the wrong carb. And the first one, that I ordered, which is the one on there, and just to recap, the original carb actually broke. And so then I ordered one based on the part number, and what I got and what's on there is not the same. I mean, it runs, but the connections are different. So anyway, the second carb that I ordered never showed up. And so I got them to send a replacement. And after all that, you know, had more time, got the replacement, and it was not, you know, what was described. Actually, it was just like what's on here. Without, you know, when the pictures showed this part right here, this big, you know, bulb type part that's raised, and in there online, and of course that's not what I got. So then I returned that one and kept looking, and finally found another brand that said it was the same, and of course would replace this, and took another chance and ordered that one. Finally gotten that one in, and it actually is right. We'll get this on there. my head's in the way. I think it'll be easier to get on now. It looks a little different. I was not filming a while ago. I tried that. There's a sleeve. It was on the original fuel line right there from the tank, from the shutoff valve, but that tube was a smaller diameter, and so the sleeve does not fit over this one. But it's really just kind of meant to protect it, like where it fit in that little groove there to hold it. Oh, it's tight. As tight as I thought. Okay. I'm kind of anxious to see what happens now. I think, there it goes. That really makes a difference in the vibration. This one little bolt and that on the back. I really probably shouldn't be doing all this before I test it. But I think that actually might help it seal better around the car. So let's see if that did anything. Cut the fuel on now. Finally going to do it on this
video, guys. Thanks for watching. Tune back in next time to see what we're going to put this generator to use for. But as always, appreciate you being here, and come back and see us.